All right, I will try to keep this simple and straight to the point here. We have a very real problem here, an identity crisis with younger men. And when the older men check out because they're tired, they need rest, just getting away from the drama, the BS, the garbage. And yes, we all need to heal, but sometimes older men need it more because of what they've been through and the fact that they're burning themselves out. Do I need to mention alimony and child support? Do I need to mention kids and exes and other responsibilities that pull time away from whatever you need, like for your mental health or just whatever? But when you do so, the younger men suffer here. I see this every day, and I've had to deal with some of this stuff, and it bothers me. As I've said to a couple of the people here, and I'll put it out here, this is more public now since, this is going to get a lot more views. I helped save a younger man's life, and one of the consequences was his mother ended up hanging herself. There was no father in the picture, and him and his brother were rescued, thankfully, but they were sexually abused by a pastor, preacher of a local church or whatever. I don't know all the details, but she hung herself out of guilt. And I always ask myself if there is something I could have done better, done more. There's more positive stories where I've encouraged other younger men to leave the LGBTQ community, the furry community, all of that, to focus on their future, to chase after their dreams, to create memories. Some of them have actually listened and they're doing better. I don't hear from them, but they're doing better. One of them's in the Navy and he's happy that he's gone down this road. I heard from him 8 months ago, I think, sometime last year. But when men are gone and they're out of the picture, it's not just an identity crisis. There's no role model. There's a lack of guidance, leadership, mentors, structure, because sometimes you need to have a couple of walls and boundaries up of some kind where if they cross it, you stick your foot up there. You just basically say, no! And you put your foot down and just be like, you're screwing up. Do the whole hand chop army. You're screwing up. Fix yourself. There's a lack of friends and warnings on what to avoid. Because you know what? When the boys become young men, they need friends. And when you get older, you start missing the ones that you used to have. And it's harder to make more friends. Young men don't know how to set up boundaries very well. They don't know how to say no. And some don't even know how to stand up to others they disagree with properly. Other people just pull out guns or whatever. It's awful. Heartbreaking. Because it's like people are losing the ability to communicate and just talk. I disagree. I just even saying, I hear you, but I don't see it that way. Or I disagree. Something simple, something's being lost in transition here, and this is not good. I can see some of the problems and issues, but I'm having trouble pointing out everything that is needed as far as solution goes. So I kind of have to do what I can here and ask others to stand up with me, particularly men. I'm broken. I got issues and problems, but I'm doing what I can here, and I try not to let walls and mountains and obstacles stop me, but I do recognize the need to slow down and heal and recover, because being online is not what it used to be. I discovered the internet during my first days when I was and I'm not counting school, not middle school, no, but freedom and the internet during my first days when I was deployed. It was a blast then. Things were very different then, and I made a lot of good friends. It was crazy. It was awesome. It was a whole new world. I want to say, though, I never really learned a couple things that I knew now. And if I knew them, I would be a different person. But, I would be in a much better position. One of them is learning to say no and learning how to build a backbone. Rigidity. Learn that inflexibility that is needed to stand your ground. The only real problem with inflexibility is the inability to change and to be like, I screwed up. Yeah, okay, cool. And then you just fix it, whatever you messed up at. No one's perfect. I mean, if everyone was perfect, none of this would happen. None. The last thing that I have here is valuing young men generally value the wrong things, or they're not valuing the right things. And in some cases, like myself, I don't blame my parents, by the way. I love them to death. Sacrificing yourself for others. It's the right thing to do in some cases. I'm not going to just say it's like the Christian thing to do, because that's not really how it works. And yes, Jesus did die for us. But this is not something that we're normally called to do. We're called to do the best we can and kind of like show others that we walk the walk and not just talk the talk. I myself don't throw Bible verses out to other people. I don't just say, you're wrong. And if anything that I do attack, it's going to be like, this is a serious problem and issue, and I try to address the issue and problem. I don't try to like go after the individual themselves. Because at the end of the day, what you believe is what you want to believe. It's personal. But something like this, with identity crisis in the young men's lives today, and then seeing the older men just slip away, with some never ever coming back, and you don't know whether they've gone. I've lost quite a few people to the point where I was talking to my old first sergeant about this to see if we can get some sort of like a reunion together or something. We've lost a lot of people. I just, it's hard. I'm just going to try to end on a decent note here and just say, look, try to stand with me, reach out to other people, spread the news, try to talk to some of the young men near you. They need your support. Because if they don't make it, we're definitely not making it. There's too many decent men who are checking out, and they're not coming back. That's it. I hope you all have the good rest of your day. I'm tired. I'm just going to upload this, and I'll check on it later. Take care. All right?